You ranked the albums.
I saw this. I disagreed with that ranking.
Did you?
We're rock and roll to the bone, but we swim in a lot of creative oceans.
We say that our band is a no-lane highway.
Safe and Sound, I feel like it's such a hard charging entry into this album. Why did you choose that song to help kind of start this new era for you guys?
It really resonated with people, and I think that's our goal, right? When we start writing songs, you just want to resonate with people.
Searchlight hit #1 on Billboard's mainstream rock airplay chart, and it actually gave you your 22nd #1 there, which is
insane.
That doesn't seem real.
No,
it's very real. Tell me about Searchlight and why you think it resonated so deeply with fans.
You know, Searchlight was never really meant to be a rock song.
Let's talk about Outlaw. I mean, you guys just dropped that track too. It's incredible.
We did.
The most Shinedown song we've ever released. On the rock chart, it debuted #1, and it's not even a single.
They're about to drop their 8th studio album on May 29th. They have 22 #1 hit songs, and we've got them on the Spout podcast. I'm your host, Tamara Dhia, and today we got Shinedown. I said they were legendary, and they were like, no. But after now 8 albums, I would say you are absolutely legendary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Try not to jinx
knock
anything.
on
Is this
all the
made out of wood? Okay.
Is this real wood?
Well, speaking.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you. This beautiful place in Napa. You guys are about to hit the stage.
Look lovely.
Thank you.
You do.
You know, I just said the number 8, obviously a magic number because your new album 8 is about to drop on May 29th.
Yes.
How are you guys feeling? You know, it's right around the corner.
It's getting to that exciting time where, you know, we're ramping up for it and the tour's about to start and you start to feel the kind of buzz from the fans about it. So it's exciting time. We're ready for it. We worked really hard on this one. So maybe the longest we've ever taken making a record. So we're
really?
stoked, yeah.
Brent, I was actually on your social media earlier and you ranked the albums.
I saw this. I disagreed with that ranking.
Did you? Okay, well, let's talk about it because you did put 8 at #1. So, you know, I obviously haven't heard the album yet, but I have heard some of the singles. Tell me why it's #1 out of all of your discography.
I think because that particular day, I was doing a content shoot. This is a thing now that we do when you're in a band or you're a musician, is they bring a bunch of people into some stranger's house to shoot a bunch of content for social media. And that was one of the trends, and that's what they asked me to do, and that's what came out.
Leave a whisper.
5.
Us and them.
8.
The sound of madness.
2.
Amaryllis.
4.
Threat to survival.
7.
Attention, attention.
3.
Planet Zero.
6.
8.
1.
So that was how you're feeling that day.
I guess.
Okay, and why do you
particular day.
disagree?
I didn't disagree with some. I think he got about half of, maybe at 3/4 right. I have different levels for them. I don't remember. I know you had us and them 8. Perfect.
So see?
Yeah.
You're
Like
not
they were
disagreeing with that.
He started out strong. Yeah. I'll say that. And then I started to disagree a little bit.
I think they knew what they were doing though
Yeah.
when they were rattling them off to me.
Yeah, they did it on purpose, in that order on purpose. I'll do another one and we'll post it, and then you can see what I think.
Okay, I will compare.
But if I look at it and see the records where they're at, I mean, that was no test run or anything. They just did it immediately, and that's just the first thing that came out.
It's crazy we have enough records that we can do that now.
I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, as soon as they said the Sound of Madness record, I put it at #2. But I kind of started figuring out what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, some people are totally going to disagree with this,
Yeah.
which basically everybody did.
Oh, did they? Were
Yeah.
people in the comment sections
Yeah,
like going
they're
off?
like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to jump
And
in
you wrote these songs or partook in writing some of them.
I'm going to jump in the comment section too, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's talk back on 8, Safe and Sound. I feel like it's such a hard charging entry into this album and the first, single off the album. Why did you choose that song to help kind of start this new era for you guys?
I feel like it was a song that, in a way, to us, not that this is said, but we had this weird feeling of do people think we can still do that? Do people think we still have that kind of grittiness thing? And so it was the perfect song to come out. And honestly, I don't think we've ever had as many singles as we've had. I don't know if we've ever had a song climb faster than this one. Is this the fastest rock single?
I mean,
Cut the Cord was pretty quick.
Yeah.
too.
I mean, again, going back to this particular record took a year and a half to make, and we did it unorthodox. Just the how we looked at it was, the traditional aspect of like getting a record ready, getting it mixed, getting it mastered, then figuring out the timeline, then setting a date, releasing it, all of that. We just were not in that headspace over the last couple of years. And so we decided to release songs to build up to what the record would be. But we were also building a stage from the ground up, or he was building a stage from the ground up with Dance Kid Dance. And now this year we have Dance Kid Dance Act 2. But we released 4 singles last year. And then Safe and Sound is technically, we look at it like the 5th single off the record.
But I get what you're saying. It's the first one after we presented the record.
Yeah.
But no, having a song, having an album that's 18 songs also, I think that surprised people. It was fun to, the day that we announced the album was the day that we announced the tour as well. But to what he was saying, Safe and Sound was, it just raised its hand and was, again, I think like what he said, there were certain people that maybe question, do they still have it in them? We're rock and roll to the bone, but we swim in a lot of creative oceans. Yeah. So we're never gonna walk in and write songs because we're trying to win an award or be famous. Like it's either compelling to us or it's not. And we just try to be authentic. And I think Safe and Sound is a good starting place this year for that.
Keep running your mouth and take a look around. You're not safe, no one's safe, nobody's safe.
And we're just looking forward to releasing music and getting back on the road.
Yeah, and back on the charts because Searchlight is also hit #1 on Billboard's mainstream rock airplay chart, and it actually gave you your 22nd #1 there, which is incredible.
Incredible.
Doesn't make sense.
Incredible and also insane.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys? Have you wrapped your head
That
around
doesn't
that?
seem real.
No.
It's
No.
very real.
We don't. I don't think we ever wrap our head around it. It's because you don't want to sit in that hot tub too long with that thought because you want to know what's next and you want to keep moving. But it is incredible the fact that we've been doing this long. But again, the reason we're here, right? That's the support from radio. The reason we've been able to do any of this is from radio. So shout out to all the radio out there for playing that song
without question,
and all of our songs because it's surreal.
Yeah. Well, tell me about Searchlight, the track itself, and why you think it resonated so deeply with fans.
Why do you think it resonates?
I think it's very relatable and lots of, we don't really like to tell people kind of in depth what our songs are about because I don't, I'm such a songwriting fan. I'm a big lyric fan. Like, I don't want to hear a song that I love and I've put this meaning on and then someone goes, oh yeah, I wrote that when I took a pee in the river one day. I'm like, that's not what I wanted that song to be about. So, but I think that song, especially universally,
took a pee in the river.
Brent
That
wrote
does change the meaning, yeah.
Brent wrote, that's actually what we wrote Searchlight about. No, Brent wrote that about his son.
Changed the album name to Pee in the River.
Brent wrote that about his son and his relationship with his son. You know what I mean? Like his son just turned 18. He's about to graduate. And I think that you can kind of relate that with any sort of situation or relationship with a family member or with a friend or with a brother. And, I think that it really resonated with people. And I think that's our goal, right? When we start writing songs, you just want to resonate with people.
So don't wait up on me, I don't need your searchlight while you're fast asleep. I'm running free, yeah, it's alright.
I think that the song, like you said, when I look back on it, I think it was born from certain conversations I was having with my son from like the time he was 16 to when he turned 18. He turned 18 December last year, and he's coming of age and becoming a young man. He's got a lot of questions about life and the world and, what's the meaning of life, which I've just told him to live it, and your purpose can change at times, your destination can change, your journey can change, but embrace the world and allow it to embrace you as well. And then stylistically, the song and why we decided to present it to the country format is that's how it speaks to us. But again, we're the only band on Atlantic Records that's on 6 genres. And we've always looked at it as, again, just be honest with the music. And Searchlight was very, when we were demoing it, it was a bit more of a, I don't want to call it a traditional rock idea when it was being created. But we went back in and, I just felt like it needed to be sung a little differently. We're both from Tennessee. He's Memphis. I'm Knoxville. I was thinking about when I was my son's age, 16, getting a car, driving in, Seymour, going to Pigeon Forge, Dollywood, Gatlinburg, and, when it's the fall and all the foliage changes, it's just beautiful. And that was some of the scenery I was seeing when I was doing the vocal, and we added the banjo to it and the lap steel, and violins, and it just kind of presented itself in a, more of a outlaw country Americana vibe.
Let's talk about Outlaw. I mean, you guys just dropped that track too. It's incredible.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, Outlaw is just, that's like a no-brainer.
The most Shinedown song
Yeah.
we've ever released. That's what I kept hearing about it, and I was like, that's so accurate.
I'm a lover of the pain, a diamond in the rough. I know it sounds insane, but I'll never get enough. Been a long time coming, when it's all or nothing.
It's not a single, but it was just we wanted to do one more track before the record came out. And we thought it was a great song to release. We thought our fans would really. It was very much a fan service song for sure. Like once it got recorded and mixed, we're like, oh wow, they're gonna really love this.
Yeah.
And it came out great. And then also I just saw that we have the Shinedown Charts Instagram that tells us more about our career than we know ourselves.
Shout out to Shinedown Charts on Instagram.
But it debuted on the Billboard Rock Hot 100. It debuted on the rock chart. It debuted #1, and it's not even a single. So,
which is super rad.
Thank
So
you.
to all the audience and to all the fans, thank you very, very much. And to all the people that play it.
Yeah. Well, you also mentioned that you kind of float between multiple genres, which is pretty
Yes.
incredible, right? So, as a band that does that, like, was that intentional, or was that just kind of like the creative flow that you guys have found over the past, however many years?
Art shouldn't have any rules.
yeah.
You shouldn't be handcuffed to a formula. That's not the way to make music or to write songs, at least in our opinion.
We say that our band is a no-lane highway.
Right.
So there's no lines. You just kind of swerve back and forth. And, listen, we're never going to get too far from who we are.
Right.
It's always guitars. It's always drums. It's always vocals. It's always bass. And, but, to if you write a song and it feels like that's what it's supposed to be, I would never just change it. Searchlight was never really meant to be a rock song.
Yeah.
It never had that feel. So why try to force it into that, why try to force a round peg into a square hole? And so that's how it worked out. But yeah, we don't really believe in genres, and we think that good music is good music, and that's what fans are going to find.
Well, speaking of the fans and good music, you guys have a tour coming up. What can fans expect on this tour?
It's the biggest production we've ever brought out. Once again, Dance Kid Dance Act 2 World Tour. I got so many gray hairs.
Yeah.
But you're not showing them.
Yeah, they're right here. You can see them. It was a huge undertaking for all of us.
Basically, they should expect no holding back.
Yeah. It's a huge stage. It takes up the whole arena floor. It's a 2-hour plus show. It takes you through everything we've ever done. There's a section in the middle where we play about 7 different songs every night that change out.
The living room set.
The living room set.
That's
So
fun.
in the middle of the show, we'll play stuff that we've never played. We'll play stuff that we haven't played in 15, 20 years. And it's a lot of fun. And the feedback we got on the first leg was so good, we just decided to do it again. And it's such a, I think also doing a summer tour inside is a slight relief for some people.
Yeah.
It's very hot during the
It
summer.
is.
So this way, it's an inside. You come in, have a good time. It's a fun show. We're looking forward to bringing out Coheed and Cambria throughout the whole tour, and then Blackstone Cherries on the first leg, and From Ashes to New on the second leg. And our friend DJ Rockfeed is going to be there as well.
Yeah, we're also doing a bunch of other countries. We're doing Europe. We're doing the UK. We're doing Australia for the first time in 16
Zealand.
years.
Wow.
New Zealand for the first time. We're bringing Bush
Yeah.
Oh,
out
fun.
with Australia. We're doing Those Damn Crows in Europe and the UK.
That's fun.
And then, we got a bunch of other people. Mammoth is on one of the shows. Winona Fighter's on another. Derek's and the Moon Rocks are coming out on a couple of shows too. Dexter. Was it? Oh, I said it wrong.
I saw, by the way, sorry.
It is Dexter
I
and the
don't
Moon
mean to
Rocks,
veer,
which they are bad.
I saw
ass.
a great Instagram reel today from them 2 years ago, and they all stated what they did for a living, and now they're in this band, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're doing awesome.
I mean-
No, so it's a pretty stacked year.
Yeah.
But also too, it's nice to be able to know what you're doing ahead of time. There's festivals we're playing this year as well. But I think for the first time in our career, we were able to basically say to everybody involved, around us, look, we're gonna curate this in a certain way that the audience knows what we're doing. We know what we're doing, the areas that we need to be doing outside of US and Canada, because it's been a minute since we've been back to Canada as well, that everybody knows what we're doing early for the year. Because as soon as we start in May, we're pretty locked out for the rest of the year,
All right. Well,
which helps out to know that.
we're excited. New album, world tour.
Yep.
Anything else that might be popping up
Just-
in the next year?
I mean,
Records
well,
out May 29th.
Yeah.
there'll always be surprises. There's always something happening.
Yeah.
Stuff always pops up with us.
But thank you for being so awesome and
Of
always
course.
supporting us. We
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
you so much.
Anytime.
Thank you.
We love you right back. Thank you so much. I know you guys have to hit the stage soon, so I'll let you go,
Thank
but I
you so
appreciate you
much.
guys so much.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.